So Germany, part 3. So we've talked about how the Americans stopped sending German reparations to the Soviet zone, and the Soviets didn't take it lying down. They nationalised 213 of the German industries, basically took Soviet control of them. And then Molotov, the Soviet foreign minister, well, he insisted that the Germans should pay the USSR $10 billion in reparations. James Burns, the US Secretary of State, argued the reparations would only be paid once Germany had a trade surplus. In other words, reparations could only be paid when the German economy is recovered enough for Germany to be able to afford to pay it. And they were struggling to pay it. And Britain was struggling to keep up their... We know Britain were bankrupt after the Second World War, so they're struggling to provide the things that Germany needed in their zone. So the Americans and the British decide to merge their zones into Bizonia, which might be the best name ever given to any, well, part of any country ever. And it was, well, this was kind of the first step towards there being, well, this would be a step, wouldn't it? First step toward there being a really divided Germany between East and West. The French didn't join in, they wanted to keep in control of their zone for now, but that changes a bit later on. And the Soviets are upset about this as well. The British and French said, well, once you've got economic unity, then you can get political unity. And a prosperous Germany is only going to help all the countries around it. Now, the USSR said that, and this is a key word, they said that the Bizonia was an embryonic state. So if you think of when you are a teeny tiny thing in your mother's tummy or mother's womb, you are an embryo and you grow into a person. Well, an embryonic state is like a state that's going to grow into a proper full-blown country. So they're saying that what America and British are doing are trying to divide Germany by creating Bizonia. America and Britain, they say, no, we're not. We're just trying to help the Germans to recover. Now, at a Moscow conference in March 1947, the Soviets really tried to dismantle this Bizonia thing and said there should be a four-power administration to look after the whole of Germany. They get rid of the zones and everybody control all of Germany altogether. But Britain and America stuck to their guns and said you can't have unity, political unity for a country until you've got economic unity. And the Soviets ended up having to give up on their demands to stop economic unity of Bizonia because they started to realise that this would delay reparation deliveries even more. And they really needed these reparation deliveries. So they said we should get rid of this zonal thing. Everybody, if all of us join together and control Germany from the middle, and that's how we're going to go. You're trying to stop this division of Germany. It's the Soviets trying to stop it, and the capitalists say, no, we can't do that until we've got economic unity. So they're trying to, so it seems, maybe turn Germany capitalist. That's what the USSR would say. It's all very confusing, but basically they're having a big row about Germany, and it goes through stages. If I tell you the stages, you go, 1, they find out that Germany, or they realise, and they already know kind of, that Germany is going to be a very powerful ally, and they'd be a useful ally to have. Point 2, they start to fall out because the Americans stop sending reparations to the Soviet zone. Part 3, the Soviets don't take this lying down, and they nationalise 213 of the biggest German companies in their sector. Part 4, the Soviets say we want 10 billion in reparations, and the Americans say you can't have that until Germany have recovered economically. Part 5, the Russians accuse the Americans and the British, when they create this Bizonia thing, of trying to split Germany up. Part 6, the USSR tried to break Bizonia up, and Part 7, the US and Britain say no, you can't have political unity of a country until you've got economic unity of a country. So it looks like with Bizonia they're trying to make Germany a capitalist state. Whew, Germany, hard work.